Hey y'all, welcome back to Stellar Blade. Stizzy here again with you, and we're in the nest after taking down Raven and ending her mad reign, or her rampage, if you will, over the surface and against the other airborne squad members, which as far as we can tell, she only killed one, the Tacky, but she's probably been killing a bunch of them for a time, but yeah, we're in the nest and we're tracking down are about to go into the sanctum of the Elder Naytiba and maybe find Adam? Not sure, but let's go. But first, I guess I don't need ammo. Alright. Don't need ammo, no, I don't need your supplies. Oh.
I can see it. The end of my journey.
Eve, I've been waiting.
Yeah, let me get some shit on your back.
It was you.
Adam. Why is Adam here?
Neat. Sephiroth only has one wing.
I know this is a disappointment. I'm sorry, Eve. Everything that has happened until now, and even before, it began with me. I am the source of it all.
Adam. Or would you prefer I call you Elder? What are you scheming? You pretended to rescue me. Pretended to help me on my mission. All under the guise of helping Zion. What are you really after?
I want atonement. I want forgiveness. I want us to heal. Please know that everything I have done sincerely.
Enough of this nonsense! My comrades, the people of Zion who trusted you, tell me why they had to die!
Eve, you have every right to be mad. I understand.
Elder Naytiba, you...
Please, listen to me, Eve. First, I'm sorry for what happened between you and Raven. In the end, she had her own motives, and that way she was a lot like Orko. As you've discovered, you were created by the surviving humans to look and act like them. And us, we're nothing but monsters. Right from the start, we struggled to coexist. Of course we did. Because we Naytibas were weak. We were not yet mature enough to fully accept your kind. This foolishness resulted in tragedy. In the end, we gave up our humanity in order to survive.
Then you threw us out into space!
Earth is too small for both our species to coexist. However, even if all the Naytibas disappear, it's impossible for your kind to succeed the human race. After all, you were created entirely from scratch, with no human DNA at all.
And what is it you're going to do? You think you're the one to end this gruesome slaughter.
Yes. I've been researching for decades to find a way. A way for us all to become the inheritors of the human race. An Andro Eidos, with the most advanced Unicinus hyperbody ever seen. And the ultimate Naytiba that has not succumbed to its hostile instincts. These are the 2 necessary ingredients.
You mean?
Yes. You and I. We are what is needed. Eve, I offer you one last deal. Let us become whole. One being. A single, evolved human species. If we fuse together, we can truly become the seeds of a new human race.
That's insane. There's no point in listening to this, Eve.
At this rate, Mother Sphere will do the same thing over and over again. I wouldn't be surprised if she even destroyed the colony, and thereby Earth. As you know, she will not stop. But this is not the path that humans should take.
But there's no proof that this fusion is the right path to take.
Especially considering everything you've done.
You're right, Lily. However, my wish to save the new humans and surviving humans is sincere. As unbelievable as it may be.
So, anybody can just make anything appear from
Lily.
nowhere now?
Take this.
But this
This is the last hypercell needed to rebuild Zion. Zion can be saved no matter what choice Eve makes. It would mean so much if you could do this for me. Eve, your mission is to eliminate me. If you fuse with me, the Elder Naytiba as you know it will cease to exist. Forever. Is there any better way to complete your mission? Eve. Take my hand. I can save you. We can save each other. We can save everyone.
Okay, I don't know how you're gonna accomplish that. Per se. Is this supposed to linger on here? Okay, well, okay, you've got a choice now. So, I mean, I'm kind of curious about both outcomes, but I don't know. Feels like Eve's just kind of caught between a hard and a rock place here. Between, fusing with Elder Naytiba, which would create some supposedly new being, which I guess would procreate or self-copy itself, or into some new super race, and then everybody on the colony would just be stuck there. But then Mother Sphere will just send more airborne squads to take out the remaining Naytibas. Even though she was the one that started the war. Both times, I think. I'm kind of getting the details all jumbled on what happened in the final war and before the final war. So there were humans, there's regular flesh and blood humans, and there were the andro humans like Eve, and then created by Mother Sphere, and then they started a war against the humans, wiped them out, then the humans were forced underground into the bunkers, and then they started experimenting to try to evolve their species so that they could combat the new andro-humans. But then they lost all their humanity, and then they drove the andro-humans back into colony. I think that's how it went. But anyway, I think for now I'm just gonna say no, F off. I'm not fusing or anything.
Sorry. I can't accept this.
Eve.
No matter how much blood has stained Mother Sphere's hands, and no matter how heavy your burden is to save the surviving humans, I don't want to be controlled by those things anymore. I want to make my own decisions, as nobody else but myself. All decisions. Even the decision to bring you down.
All right. This is also very like you. I understand, Eve. However, I still have things worth protecting. Eve, I wish you well.
Adam, Eve isn't alone this time.
Lily, please, stay out of this.
Huh, you wish. What?
Okay, then do that to Eve, and then fuse with her forcefully. There you go. Problem solved. You got what you wanted. Alright, Sparkle Man, let's do this.
It's the kind of mistake we can't make twice. This is not the path we can save everyone. Truth doesn't need to be kind, only true. We're like mirrors to each other.
This is super easy. Oh, he finally hit me.
Carrying on this way can only bring darkness.
It's fine, you don't want to fight me. It's okay with me.
It's working.
Lily's back.
It's my turn now!
All we need is for you to disappear. Go away. Go.
Lily. Lily, I am sorry.
Lily! Hi!
My cool mech. Oh.
Eve, you truly are a wonder. I must shed my humanity and become a monster.
A second phase? No way. 3 wings, 3 arms, 3 spears.
So now it really begins.
Okay, this is... wow. That was almost the shortest fight ever. Oh, wow, okay, well. I got some damage on him, but at what cost? Oh, is this like Raven's first fight? Oh, each time I destroy Crystal, there's more of those beams of light that track me down. Alright, there we go. Nice. Let's see if I can still get the... damn it! I was afraid of that. Oh, damn it. Aha, surprise! I'm back. I'd really like it if the lock-on would stay locked on. Yeah, he's got a lot of unblockable attacks. Oh, I'm using... Okay. Guess this is another phase. Is this ultimate attack? What's going on here? I don't know, but I'm dead. I know that much. Okay. Yep. Sometimes I feel like I'm fighting the controls at times. Okay. I'm gonna use the... Okay. Got him down about halfway. But then the shit show started. Oh, won't even go through the rigmarole. That's nice, at least. Okay, Jesus Christ, just switch ammo! Oh, they're like little cherubs. I actually want to get a few more hits in there, but oh well. Maybe I just shoot a bunch of these rockets at him. I'll give this to him. He's pretty relentless. Of course, like, he's got the camera on his side, too. Oh, jeez. Alright, time to finish this. Oh, got... Yeah, that's right, got a tacky wing. Like, where's the wing come from? And it can cut things. It can't deflect attacks, so...
Adam, I'm sorry.
Eve. With this, the history of humans is over. Your will, your actions, your decisions. I just hope that everyone is guided in the right direction.
Adam.
It's kind of funny with the skeleton there. But I guess that just proves that he was an actual human. albeit a mutated one, into an Atiba. Oh, the boss is dead, so the final boss's lair, of course, is destroyed and collapses. And no one will ever be able to find it again. Who are you?
A starry night.
Creepy glowing
Reading the
child.
future is like mapping out the night sky. And sometimes you catch a glimpse of a shooting star falling towards Earth. Yes, seeing the future is just like that. I fully respect your decision, Eve, even if it is a bittersweet one. I will be waiting for you, and I will be watching.
Mother Sphere.
Is it done? Is it finally over?
Yes, it is, Eve and Lily. It is time to go home.
Now come in my not very aerodynamic ship. I guess if you were just flying straight up, it'd be okay. But its thrusters on its side.
But we still have things to do.
First, let's pay Mother Sphere a visit. We have a few questions for her, remember?
Yeah, like, hey, why'd you create androids and then kill all the humans? Don't give me the BS that humans are illogical and androids are the future. Well, that would've been nice to have, going up into the... instead of having to go up the orbital elevator. Why does she even need a ship? She can apparently just teleport from space to Earth instantaneously.
I can see the colony. Oh, but...
It was Saturn all along, with a shit ton of rings. Who put these halo rings around Earth? Hyung Tai Kim. Okay, I got his... Well, Kim would be... No, Hyung Tai would be a surname, I think? Maybe? I can't remember if Korean lists their names, their surnames first and their given names last, but anywho. Yeah, that's Stellar Blade, at least one ending. It would just be the... I guess the other ending would be the joining ending, joining with Adam and whatnot. Well, I did mention in a previous episode that I knew there were multiple endings. I don't know how many endings there are exactly. Because, to be honest, these days when I hear a game has multiple endings, I'm assuming it has at least 3, maybe 4 or 5. But it could just have 2. It could just be join Adam or fight him. But that's this ending, and I may upload the other one. I'll have to. I don't know if I'll, because I won't be able to reload it. So I'll have to. What I did was I uploaded my save to the cloud before this, right before I tracked his bike and went down. But I'd have to fight Raven, and I don't know if you join with that. I don't know if there's a final boss. Maybe Lily? Maybe in her mech suit? But I don't... He was able to destroy that with literally a touch, so I don't see... If he fuses with Eve, I don't see that'd be much of an issue for them. But hey, maybe Mother Sphere comes down and you fight her. But I got a feeling she's going to be... If they do make a sequel to this, she's probably going to be the boss, because she was really fucking creepy. Somehow I knew she'd either be a machine or a little girl, and she might be both. The little girl might be just sort of an avatar, a puppet that she uses, but as far as my final thoughts on the game, and I was just thinking maybe I should wait for this until there's like an after credit scene. I'm just still to this day still conditioned by Marvel movies, but I'll just give my thoughts now while the credits are rolling. I like this game. It's good. It is a well-rounded action game, and that's not just a pun because you see Eve's bottom for all the game, but that was nice too. Graphics are great. It's not the best looking game I've played, but it's really, really darn good looking. And I like pretty much the visual designs of almost everything. The environment, the characters, the Naytibas, just pretty much everything. I think it had a really, really cool aesthetic. It was sort of a balance between, you had the beauty and immaculate features of the Airborne Squad members and the colony, but then it was corrupted by the Naytibas and everything that they, all the, whatever they call it, the corruption, I guess, for lack of a better term, that spread due to the Naytibas. But it wasn't, as far as, to kind of drift into the story. Oh, I'll save that later. Gameplay was good. Gameplay was solid. It's kind of, it was a mix, to me it felt kind of like a mix between, obviously, like a Souls game. It's got a lot of the same beats as a Soul game. Got different camps. It's got tough fights, although I don't know. They were tough, especially towards the end, because I actually died of Raven twice. First in her Naytiba form, then her airborne human form, and then Adam there at the end. But I didn't die multiple times, and I don't know if that makes it more difficult or not, but I felt like when I got my head out of my ass and my lock-on was working. And I think that was something that was fixed in one of the patches that just came out, was you can turn on lock-on after ranged, you use your ranged weapon, and I think that was kind of throwing me off, especially in that last fight. I would use your ranged weapon and then the lock-off would turn off, and then I'd just be turned around and camera would be doing me no favors, but Yeah, it was good. It was a solid. It is a solid game, and the input timing is a little off. I think they do tweak that in the update, but again, I knew what that was going in. I played 1.00 for a reason. I was, I had to live with the downsides to it, and that's just because I don't want to get too much into the controversy about it. It's been, if you followed this game, you've probably at least heard whispers about it, if not veritable shouting about all the censorship on the outfits and the last minute changes, but the uncensored versions being on the disc and whatnot. So, and I hate censorship. I really want to play this game. It's unfortunate that they made that decision, but it is what it is. It's not even been a month since this game came out. I think this might be, oh yeah, just clock turned over the 26th where I am. So yeah, I guess it's been out for a month. And so it's still kind of ongoing. Who knows? They may add a feature to toggle the censored and uncensored versions of the costumes, but we'll see. But yeah, action was fun. It was pretty responsive. The timing on the parries and the dodges were, they weren't easy, but they weren't too generous. They were, I think, just right. Sometimes there'd be some parries that I feel like I got off, but it wouldn't, and that might just be because of the input delay again. But full disclosure, I probably will end up updating this game eventually because it's just too much of a hassle just keep playing it offline. And if I want to get online and talk to friends or play other games, I have to keep excuse me, got the burps. I got to uninstall Solar Blade and then reinstall it when it's offline and all that. So it's I've already paid for the game, so I guess you could say I've already just compromised on my morals and principles. But anywho, to the game itself, I liked the variety of attacks, the special moves. There were some for every situation. I didn't always use them every situation. Sometimes use some over others, but it felt, the difficulty felt just right. I think I played on normal, and I think that there's a hard mode, and I might be interested in, I might turn that up to hard on New Game Plus, or maybe eventually just play a new game from scratch. We'll see. As far as the story goes and the characters I liked. They're not paper thin, but there's not a whole lot to them. I understand. I did like the main three cast. I liked Eve. I understood her motivations as a soldier, and also wanting to get revenge for Taki and complete her mission and whatnot. But she's also kind of feels like she's being just jerked around by different people, Oracle, Raven, by extension, Mother Sphere, and also Adam was also yanking her chain too, pulling her strings and all that. But Adam, it felt like he just, for the sake of the reveal at the end and the twist, they sort of, it was like they were scared to go into depth on anything about his character. Like, he didn't know anything. He was just, hey, I'm a scavenger. I hang out at Zion. I do what I can. And it was just very, very simple foundation for a character. And he was helping, he was helping Eve. He seemed to want to take down the Naytibas, but he didn't have a specific goal, there was no reason. I mean, you had no history, you had no inkling of his motives as to why he was doing it, other than just like he was a human and he wanted to help humanity. To make it a more interesting character, you got to go a little bit more in depth than that. You got to see what has happened in his past to make him who he is. But you just don't get that, like I said, just so they could have the twist at the end. So, oh my goodness, he's the older Naytiba. Oh, he was manipulating Eve all along. Although, I don't know, it seemed like she was... I don't know, it seemed like Oracle and Mother Sphere were... It seemed like they were messing with Eve more than Adam was anyway, but... And something about her being the perfect andro-human, where did that come from? Why is she so different? I hope that's not something that they explain in the next game. Like, oh, find out why she's the perfect andro-human, or whatever term he used at the end. Like, what makes her so different from her other airborne squad members? That's what I would like to know. Maybe there's something in the entries, the documents, but that's also not good storytelling. That stuff should be extra info, but I don't know. Might have to look into that. And as far as Lily goes, she was fine. I'm usually not a huge fan of kids. But she's like, I don't know, what, 14, 15? I'd say, something like that. So she's not too bad. She's a tad bratty at times, but overall she's nice. She's friendly. She seems to like most everybody, and she really wants to help out Eve. And she's trying her best and whatnot, but I feel like there was a lot of, I don't know, a lot of unfilled potential with her character, because she was the last, I may be mistaken, but I believe she was the last member of her squad, and all the rest of them died. She was the engineer for their squad, and she was stuck in that pod for 2 years. And even for an android, which I'm assuming they live for quite a while, there's no real specific number, or there's no dialogue that tells you, nobody says like, oh, androids, they live for like 100 years. There's no specific age given, expected life expectancy. That's what I'm trying to get. Sorry, forgot the term, but I feel like even for an android, being stuck in a pod, trapped for 2 years would leave some scars, and there would be some trauma to it, and especially top that with being the last surviving member of her squad. And I feel like that's something that she and Eve could have bonded over. And maybe they were trying to go for those... Maybe the writers were trying to go for something. It was sort of an unspoken sort of a friendship they had going. Well, not unspoken, but what I mean is like this bond that is created just sort of maybe off camera, or just on the premise that they are two airborne squad members fighting for humanity. They're soldiers of the Mother Sphere and trying to destroy all the Naytibas for the good of mankind, or so they perceived. But she was really shaken up on the Raven's revelations, and the little, oh, what are they, God, blanking on the name, the little disc, I can't remember the exact name. Legion disc, was that it? Something like that? And the info, the history that Raven was reciting in those recordings on how Mother Sphere was responsible for basically fucking everything up. She killed all the humans. Humans were forced underground. They had, in their desperation, they turned themselves into Naytibas. Then the Naytibas fought back against the androids, and then the androids were forced to go up into the colony. And now the Mother Sphere, out of revenge, I guess, started sending the androids back down to Earth, specifically the airborne squad members. And there was this kind of back and forth, I guess, between her Elder, her and Adam, the Elder Naytiba. So I just don't. I feel like Lily should have been maybe not sided with Adam, but be a little bit more understanding, or not as surprised or willing to talk and listen. And because it sounded like Lily was going down the path where she'd be really disillusioned about Mother Sphere and their mission and their entire existence and their purpose. And if the being that created her lied about their very nature and sent them on this to exterminate the Naytibas under false pretenses, then yeah, that would, and you can see it affect Eve too, but Lily, I guess being so, she being so young, understandably it affected her more. But at the end there, it's just, it was like the twist of Adam being the Elder Naytiba sort of just set Lily back into, he's the Elder Naytiba, and we've been fighting Naytibas and we hate them, so we're just going to go back to doing everything the Mother Sphere says. Although she was reluctant there at the end to go back into the ship, into the colony, because I do think she does want to help the people of Zion, because they still got a long way to go before they can rebuild and start creating a better future for themselves on Earth. But I don't think the Mother Sphere is going to leave them alone. I just got a hunch. I don't think that will be the end. If there is indeed a sequel to this game, if they want to create a franchise, because this game did very well. It sold quite a bit. I have not looked at the exact numbers for this game, but it topped the charts in several countries. Japan, the UK, US, I believe it was #1 in the US as well. And also in Korea too. Which is not surprising, I guess, given that the studio is based in Korea and they want to probably want to support their own. But console gaming in Korea is really not that big. It's not big in Japan either, but it is minuscule compared to Korea. So this game's done very well despite the controversy. And I can see why. It's a fun game. I enjoyed it. And if there was a sequel, I really would be looking forward to it. I would play that as well. But, well, maybe I shouldn't jump the gun there. I still don't like what they did, adding the patch in, the day one patch, after the week before release, releasing the statement that the game was going to be uncensored, and then the day it releases, everybody's who are pre-order is getting their copies or buying it day one, and then they release a patch and they censor some of the more risque outfits. I think that's shitty. I really do. And I don't really, even though I enjoyed this game, Shift Up Kim, Hyung-Tae Kim, he's got a history of this, and I don't know if it's Sony pressuring them to censor, because they have a history. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. But he also has history with this in some of his previous games, where he'll say, "Oh no, this is going to be uncensored." Then they'll release a new outfit, they'll update, and they'll cover up a character that's attractive female and whatnot. So, but who knows? Like I said, that's going. I went back down the controversy again there. But as far as the game itself, thought it was great. Music was pretty good. It was pretty good. It did its job. There were some tunes I really liked. The way I was trying to go through my brain, remember the Wasteland overworld music was good. I liked 807. I liked that tune at the very beginning of the game. I gotta be honest with you, the vocals in Zion really started to annoy me after a while. And in fact, if I do a New Game Plus, I'll probably be turning the music off when I'm in Zion. It wasn't bad, but I think the vocals, I think they need to release a new version where it just kind of spreads the vocals out and I want to hear more instrumental and not just the vocals. But I'm trying to think of other. The Abyss of War, I really like that. I thought it set the tone, and it fit the atmosphere very well. And Matrix 11 was another jam. Some of the quite a few of the boss fight tunes were really awesome as well. So overall, a pretty good soundtrack. Not the most standout or anything. I would say like Sekiro and Devil May Cry 5. I think I enjoyed those soundtracks a little bit more than this one. But yeah, overall, I liked it. It's a good game. Whether it's Game of the Year, I'm not sure. I still haven't played Rise of the Ronin or Dragon's Dogma 2. I haven't finished Unicorn Overlord, which I'm also really, really loving. I love that game. But yeah, this one, it was a jam, and I'll be playing this again. I'll be booting up New Game Plus, not only just to see the ending, but just to play it again. And there's also a ton of new nano suits. The journey to find the truth continues. In the next game? Do I gotta press something? No, it's just fading on its own. Hard mode unlocked. There it is. Yeah, you can't select it select it on the onset, but start a new game to receive the Raven suit. Oh, cool. She did have an awesome shoot. She had an awesome sword too. So, okay, back here. I wonder what happens if I press continue. Will it take me back to the last camp? Oh, it sure does. Okay. Well, what's the oh, this one's getting long. Okay, yeah. I think I'll just do the other ending and see how that unfolds and then make that an episode. So this won't be quite the final episode. But it essentially is. The next one will just kind of be like a little extra add-on and alternate ending video. But I'm trying to think of anything else I might have missed in my review there. I went over quite a bit. As far as I talked about the characters, and how they're involved with the story. But as far as the story itself, I don't know. It wasn't really any great shakes, in my opinion. It was pretty simple. It was a soldier, Eve, fighting a crusade against a hideous and seemingly unstoppable horde, the Naytibas, finding the last remnants of mankind and trying to help however she can. But there were some parts like Oracle finding the hypercells to restore more faculties and more power to the city and to widen the range of whatever Oracle his scanner, if you will, to find the Naytibas. But in the end, there were only 2 that he found. There was one, Raven, which I'm presuming, unless she was flying around the colony, she was probably still on Earth. But he didn't have any information on her, couldn't find her, and he should have had the power, but I don't know, maybe he didn't have enough hypercells. At that point, there was only one missing, I think, the one that Adam had at the end. But how does he not how does he not detect Adam as the Elden Atiba? Does Adam have like some special cloaking device that hides him from Oracle, or was Oracle? Was he in on it? Was he just a subordinate of Adam? And Adam just told him, "Hey, I'm just gonna help her out and kill all these Natibas, and then we're just, we're gonna bang or whatever will happen here, and then it's ending when I do it, the joining ending." Although, now that I think about it, it probably saved after my first attempt, so it might just go straight into the boss fight again. So we'll have to see. If it does, like I said, I might just overwrite my cloud save with my console storage save, and then just fight Raven. She wasn't too bad, and then get back to this point. But the story was kind of meh. Ultimately, I don't think it's not going to be what I remember this game for, because it's super simplistic, but it doesn't even do it. There's several missteps too, and some inconsistencies as well. I think what I'm gonna remember about this game are, jokingly, the number of suits and Eve's character design, which I just touched on this, like the character design, but Eve is just chef's kiss. She's superb. Just look at her. Just look at her. I mean, she's a lot of thought and care went into her design, and they found the perfect model to base her off of. And she's going to be up there. She's going to be, design-wise, look-wise, she's going to be up there right with 2B and Bayonetta as the divas of action games. I think I still like 2B and Bayonetta more, even though I haven't played Bayonetta 2 and 3. I've only played 1 a little bit, so maybe that's premature. I really like Bayonetta's design, but anywho, Eve's great. And I'm gonna remember the combat, because it is a fun game to play, and that's, when we get right down to it, that's the most important thing. It is a fun game to play. It's a fun world to explore. Although I do wish, another nitpick, I do wish that the two big open world maps weren't both essentially deserts. Now, one of them is American Southwest Desert, and one of them is Sahara Desert, but they're pretty much the same thing. It's dirt, sand, and cliffs, and barren cliffs, and all that. So, kind of wish for the second big map, it would have changed up a different environment, maybe a jungle. That'd been pretty cool. Had plenty of urban settings, so we were good on that. And like I said, Matrix 11 was also awesome stage. It was some of the platforming, not just in that, but in some of the game, was also kind of a hassle, and some of the controls weren't quite as fine-tuned or tight as I would have liked when it comes to the parkour. I don't know if that's something they could patch up in the future, but we'll see. Overall, it wasn't too much of a hassle. Checkpoints were okay. They were pretty forgiving, but there were some times where I'd make my way and I would die, and then I would have to be like 5 minutes. And that doesn't sound like a long time, but it's kind of annoying when you're falling to your death. But anywho, great game, fun to play. Definitely will play it again, at least for the suits. Maybe not the story, but combat suits, still plenty, and there's a platinum trophy to earn, so look forward to that. But thank you so much for joining me on this, and I will see you on the next one. Like I said, I'm going to do a video of the other ending, so I'll talk a little bit more on that one. But for now, thanks again. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all take care.